it's extremely difficult and counterproductive, counterintuitive to have these gifts and not share them with the world or hide away, right? So here we go. Just so you know, I say that to kind of explain that although I'm new at broadcasting and sharing my messages, they're actually not all my messages. We are in this together. We have made soul contracts. We've made agreements, binding agreements with one another before we even incarnated here to be there of support and serve one another on our journeys. So I really don't care what the rest of the world thinks. I don't care at this point if somebody wants to say, whatever, because whatever part of the journey you find yourself on right now, there's always going to be confusion. You're always going to question your intuition at times. You're always going to have these situations arise because this is what was programmed into us for eons. We were programmed, we were conditioned, and we were taught that our own intuition can't be trusted. Most of us have, okay? So knowing that, this is why we've contracted to be here for one another and to pull each other up and to toss out the messages that we get and to share them, not keep them and hide them and not fulfill parts of our agreement. It's how we all rise, okay? There's a lot of similarities because of what those of us on this familiar journey, they're not exact, but they are very similar. We are all going through these situations, these lessons, the healing. We're all going through it together, maybe at different linear times. So this message will be timeless. Whenever it finds you, it's meant to, and that's that. Okay. Putting that part aside, this message is for somebody deeply, deeply, deeply in love. And this is like a puppy love type of love. I feel like you are afraid and you don't know it. You're not realizing that. Like, you might be even blaming the other person. But on this journey, we all know that each other is just a mirror, correct? The people in our 3D lives truly are mirrors. They play some part in this. They act out a role in our lives to mirror back to us where we need to adjust, where we need to make adjustments. So that being said, it's a fine line, okay? But this is the roles we've agreed to follow, to embody, and to birth while we were here. So if you've already awakened to that much of this journey, being a spiritual being, a soul, source energy, I don't want to say trapped in a body, but that's what it feels like sometimes to us, right? That's why it's sometimes very uncomfortable, right? Because we know that we can do so much more and we want to go and we want to do all of the things. But here in the 3D, we've got to ground it. We've got to ground the energies in a 3D way. So there's rules here. There's different rules like gravity. We have to abide by certain rules, but they're not limiting, because that's the grounding part. We are bringing the magic of who we're remembering we are, our sovereign being selves. We're bringing it, we're birthing it on the planet so that everybody can see this is possible, because nobody believes it's possible. And we're not going to convince people that this stuff is real until they see it with their own eyes. This is just where we've gotten, where our evolution has stopped. We've stopped believing. Everybody wants to say they believe in something greater, and then they want proof. They want proof. They want proof. When miracles are banging on all their windows and doors to get in. They're just like, nope, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I do it myself. That's why I'm delivering the messages now. I'm just going to let them pour out of me, and whoever needs them, whenever you find it, whenever the time is right, there you go. You'll have them, and I'll be sticking to my agreement and my promises to work with y'all and bring you what you need to hear. And I'm sure it will pay it forward to me, because I get a lot of guidance from other sources as well, not just always my own. And Spirit works in mysterious ways. We work in mysterious ways. We are Spirit. That's us. That's our omnipresent higher selves, always with us, always guiding us, always trying to show us the truth from the false. Yet, it's this conditioning here that is so solid. I mean, think of all the miraculous and almost unbelievable things that you and I have already experienced in this lifetime. And yet, we still have our moments where we question, is this real? Is this really happening? Is this X, Y, or Z for real? We still question it. So how can we fault the rest of the planet, the rest of our humanity, the rest of our human race, when maybe they haven't experienced and seen, witnessed, felt, sensed, been shown everything that we have? So it is our duty to create. I don't care what it is. Spirit doesn't care. Your higher self doesn't care. But you are here to create. So first and foremost, stop hiding yourself and stop thinking that nobody cares what you have to say. Stop thinking that what you have to say is not going to matter or make a difference. That's one of the mental blocks that somebody listening needs to hear. Something's burning. Okay, so if that is you, look into that and start working on it. Every single time your mind, you start working on something, right? You got this great idea, some lyrics to a song, a good beat. You're painting a picture, you're drawing a picture, you are writing a poem, you are making content, you are, I don't care what your thing is. Maybe you make jewelry, maybe you make candles. Whatever you do, and it doesn't always have to be creative. You could literally make clothes, you could clean houses, you could pour cement, but something that you're doing, you can do it with intention and presence. When people in our situations, okay, I'll say like light workers, a lot of people call them chosen ones. I don't care. Do whatever resonates. Starseeds, spiritual people, spiritual beings, whatever, okay? Here we are. And I'm getting 20% battery, so I need to get to the points here. But all of this is the message. It's not something I'm leading up to. And that's another point. This whole thing is the point, our entire journey. It's not us getting somewhere. It's us grounding every day. Ground every day. Tomorrow is not promised. Not saying that anybody's not going to be here. It's a mental program that you need to ground in as well. Tomorrow's not promised. Live like today is possibly your last day here. What would you do? How different would today look? How different would tomorrow look if you knew tomorrow was your last 24 hours here? What would you do? Make a list of that. And then I want you to work on that. Not me personally, but this is Spirit. I'm channeling right now. Spirit, your higher selves, Source, wants you to work on bringing that out into the open to the world, to bless the world with what you intuitively know you are being told to do. Okay? Throughout the rest of 2025. So what's today? We're almost at October 1st. Start prepping your list. And then from October, November, and December, you've got 3 months. What is that? 90 days. 90 days. 90 days. We're going to do like they say in AA. 90 in 90. Make every single day when you wake up, when you open your eyes. I'm not saying that you're programming yourself to be, you know what I mean, to cross over. No, but program yourself to every day bring a piece of you and ground it in. Okay, so no more just going to your 9 to 5 or going to your course or your class or whatever and just doing the status quo. That's not going to work for the rest of 2025 because something big is happening here and it's time. It's time you push that thing out. It's time you do the big thing. It's just time. Linear time, this is your time. Be heard. And even if it's not your voice, let your work be seen. There's a reason. People do need it. Somebody. I don't care if it's one person. I could be talking to one person. I could be talking to 30 million right now. And to me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's all the same to me. We are one, correct? We are all one. Just different extensions, expressions of Source. So let's get it. Let's go. Let's start helping each other. Whatever you're passionate about, I don't care if it's a thing, a hobby, a person, place, whatever it may be, go after it. Go get it. I'm just seeing this sign on my wall. I have, it says, be the girl who decided to go for it. And I was just guided to that. Go for it. As I was saying that to you, Spirit is saying, go for it now. Linear time, October, November, December, go for it. No holds barred. What else do you have to lose? You're literally hiding yourself. Your desires, your passions, your feelings. This is you and you need to ground them now. Nobody's saying you have to change your entire life overnight. No. You got 3 months, baby, to start making shit happen. Excuse me. So 3 months. 3 months without stopping. 90 and 90. Every day. If you're a content creator, post something. I'm going to do it. I'm challenging myself right now. I'm doing it while we're speaking. Right now, while I'm recording this, I am going to put some kind of... I get enough messages. I just don't do much with them. I start creating content, and then I get interrupted. I don't know, maybe somebody needs to hear this, I'm sure, but I will get interrupted, distracted. My phone will die because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my content. Whoa, and If I even have, a 3-second delay in my speaking, I'm editing that out. By the time I get done doing that in a 20-minute segment, my phone dies. I plug it in, go do something else, and I don't necessarily forget about it, but here's what happens. By the time I go back later, I feel like that moment has passed. I don't feel as intensely about it, or if I do, I tear my stuff apart. I shred it. Like, oh my God, what was I thinking? I was going to post this like this? Well, I wasn't. I was still editing. But it's almost as if I feel naked. And I chicken out, I guess you could say. You could look at it like that, because that's what I'm channeling. I chicken out. So 90 for 90, I'm going to, maybe I'm starting a little early, a few days before October. But where is my water? My point is, we can stop doing that. Like if you're being a perfectionist and you're sitting on the same piece of music, the same portrait, or whatever you're doing, whatever you're sitting on, and it doesn't have to be a thing that you're creating. It could just be a message. Say, just like me, I'm putting out a message. Say you have a message for somebody, or say you've been putting off a conversation even, okay? Life is about some of the most pivotal moments in a person's life. Like sometimes they say there's only like 5 or 6 major pivotal moments in a human's life that changes everything, right? Well, a lot of times those are these uncomfortable and difficult conversations. Communication is hard. Expressing ourselves, whoa. I'm telling you, I do it all the time. And that's probably part of my fears. As soon as I hear what I sound like when I'm editing, I get nervous because I don't like the way I sound. I don't think I'll ever get used to the way my voice sounds. Excuse me. So how do you overcome that when you're a perfectionist and you don't like, you're tearing yourself down and you know better. You know better. Well, maybe I just shouldn't edit. Because I've gotten that message a couple times already from Spirit, my higher self. Just stop it and just post it raw. Because there's something about, and I'm going to tell you, this is not me. This is the message that I got about that. And I still haven't truly done that. I edit the fuck out of my stuff. But doing it raw kind of just, it captures the essence and the energetic signature. Whenever sometimes you'll see like certain content where a person is, what is that called? When they start speaking in tongues. Okay. Yeah, that used to scare me. That I was like, no, that's satanic, and whatever. Maybe some of it could be. I don't know. It depends on their intentions for real. And, their journey, what they're struggling with. So trust your own discernment, your own intuition. But there's something captured in the rawness of posting without editing something to death. And what really got me thinking about this, I haven't thought about this until now because now I'm channeling it back, but the last time I thought about this, I was making content on TikTok, and that's more short form. Not a lot of people want to sit and watch a 20, 30-minute message, intuitively guided, tarot or oracle or prophetic message on TikTok. They want fast. They want, they're scrolling. They're doom scrolling. So find your place. Find where you can. Like if you're more of a shorter segment, or you just like to post some kind of, on-screen text, a minute or less, or whatever, 3 minutes or less, figure out where to post that. If you're more starting a type of brand, if you have things to offer and sell, look into different e-commerce type stores like Stan stores, or even that school app. There's quite a few. There's quite a few options now. So what Spirit, what your higher self, what the universe is guiding you to do, is to just start looking into that and actually closing the loop, finishing your work. Finish your work, as the teachers used to tell us in school, right? It's time to finish your assignment. And I'm not just saying your entire lifelong assignment, your mission. I'm just saying this is a baby step. It's a stepping stone, right? We leap from stone to stone, lily pad to lily pad, like a frog. So this is yours. You've got the next 90 days. Commit. Get on your grind, but not in a hustle culture type of mentality. This is about passion. This is about flow. Feminine, divine feminine flow. And this is for men too. Men have divine feminine. Everybody has masculine and feminine energies within them. Okay? Whether or not they're divine is, depending on, I believe, our healing work. Because there's a lot of toxicity in there at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, before my spiritual awakening, my conscious explosion of what was really going on here in the Matrix, I know I did, not probably. I had some toxic traits, some toxic masculine and feminine traits. So could I actually say at the time I had divine feminine energies within me? I did have them within me, yet they were hibernating. They were on ice until I did some of this work to free that, to birth that. And that's what we're doing. And this is a big, big final exam. Will you take that leap to that next lily pad and share your gifts, whatever they may be, without cutting yourself down, without convincing yourself nobody gives a damn? That, if we were to look at it from a 3D point of view, or is this a 3D or more of a 4D point of view, okay? Because it's still spiritual, it's still etheric, yet it's not all 3D based. I would look at that as the dark trying to sabotage us. Hold on, I got to set this phone down for a minute, so I'm going to talk a little bit louder. If you give in every time, let me pose it like this. Every time one of us gives in to that doubt, that self-doubt, that lower self-worth identity, instead of just holding our identity at, no, I'm this, I'm X, Y, or Z, whatever the identity is, hold it. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing true love. I don't know where that came from, but that's true love. That'll probably be coming out in this message soon. Hold it. Hold that frequency first and foremost. Hold that energetic signature, the identity, and embody, embrace, become it. Birth it from the inside out. It's already there. You're already pregnant with it. It is within you. It is the truth. This is really happening. I know it seems unbelievable, but how can we truly deny that this is what it is? We've seen it with our own eyes. We're not crazy, you know? It's just evolution. It's something that has been a long time coming. And I believe, at least for myself, I know that I am here to lead something, whether a renaissance, whether a restructuring of societal structures. There's a lot of false that has been created here on the planet in our reality. And that has created so much confusion that humans don't know what to think or believe. They don't know. So they need us. We were woken up, we were awakened to all of this way of life, this existence, for a reason. This wasn't rando. This wasn't by accident. It's not a big coincidence. There's a reason. That's what you have to embed in your mind, body, soul, in every part of you. Once you convince yourself, you will be unstoppable because you have nothing to prove. We don't have anything to prove. What we have is something to share. We don't need the validation. We already know. You, I, I do. I already know. I'm just here to share it, not to make sure I go viral here and these people love me here and I get invited here. That's not what it is. Take that out of the equation. If that's meant to happen, it will happen organically. You don't have to force a thing. The only thing you do have to do is get in flow. And then create from flow. Create. Stay with the flow. Don't put all this pressure on yourself. The pressure is what stops the flow. It chokes it out. It chokes it out. It suffocates the flow. When you start putting stipulations, rules and regulations, and perfectionism, or you start doubting your own self. You know what you know. You are right. And I think when I started this, it was about love. That's because, sorry, I'm being told to circle back to that because I'm going to be closing soon. I have to pee. The love thing, okay? Spirit is saying, play. It's okay to relax, to smile again. How long has it been since you've truly had fun? If you've had a day that was just like, oh my God, this is my life. How long has that been? If you haven't experienced that in a while, 90 in 90. That's the assignment right now. Don't think about anything else. Don't worry about what will come out of it, because just know whatever's supposed to come out of it will. But you have to ground this part of it. So it's getting in the flow, and then that's the divine feminine within you. And then the divine masculine, this is the blending of the two energies. The divine masculine part is the one that actually grounds it. Okay? So the divine feminine, you're in flow. You're in this beautiful place. You're smiling. You're making sure every day has a sparkle and a lot of color to it. However you need to. I don't care if you got to hang out with your special friend. If whatever the thing is that you enjoy to the most, this is the time. There's something happening in these next 3 to 6 months. But right now, we got to get through the end of 2025. That is super important to end it strong, on a high note, on the highest frequency possible. And you're not going to reach that unless you do this part. So you get your butt in flow, divine feminine, Okay? When you feel no pressure. If you need to lay down and put on your sweats and watch Netflix for 10 hours on a particular day, give that to yourself. Sometimes we're just here to rest. Because that's what pushes. Okay, think of it like an update on your computer or phone. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. It's not just that bar that goes across the screen and finally reaches 100%. There's so much going on behind the scenes there. But during the update, your phone is basically a paperweight. You can't use it during the update. That's what's happening right now. But right now, you're being asked to do all these different parts, to get all the different parts working together in harmony. So you're being asked to harmonize internally and birth it out externally. Grounding it, bringing it to life here on the planet, which was everything. This is everything we came to do. This is the beginning of it. So if this resonates, then you're with me in the linear fashion sense. Okay? We're all caught up there. That being said, as within, so without. As above, so below. Whatever is going on internally with this harmonizing, right? Your left and right brain, your masculine, your feminine. When you harmonize internally, that leads to an internal union. And that's what these next 3 months are about. If you can hold this and not concern yourself so much with expectation or results, because that's, again, an external validation, which is only coming from us anyway. We're the ones who decide if we are a success or not. Do you feel like the stuff you have to say, the messages you are channeling from God, Source, our higher selves, do you think it matters? If not, then just, I don't know why you were called to show up. So reframe that. And that was just me being sarcastic. That is not at all a dig on anyone. I do it to myself too. I get it. But now is not the time for us to be doubting ourselves and what is going on here. We live magical, amazing, and almost unbelievable lives. We block a lot of it. We block so many miracles and blessings all the time. Because either the stuff that we're working on, right? Like our self-worth. Do we deserve such a blessing? Do we deserve this? Because life had beat us down up to a certain point, and then one day we just woke up and we're like, oh, wait a minute, that's not life. I've been doing that to my own self. See, when we get programmed when we're younger, we don't know that. We don't know that how we're being treated when we are young is what will, it's like our tools, right? For creation, for creating our lives. We don't realize that the tools are being tampered with or changed, sometimes corrupted, sabotaged when we are young by life circumstances, things that are happening to us. We actually truly believe that, like, we fall into victim mode and we believe that we're helpless, and it gets us down into this hole deeper and deeper and deeper, and then we don't understand why God hates us and all that. That's not correct. But nobody is giving us that handbook or giving our parents this handbook that says this is, we need to be careful when we're bringing up our, a baby. Those first 7 years, yes, those are dire. Those create the tools that we use. And nobody's perfect. This is not going to happen. Like, everybody has their journey, right? But ours is this. Ours is to birth this into our 3D reality. So let's start spreading the news, is what I'm hearing. Like, spread it, share it. Have confidence that you're not just making stuff up, because you know you're not. I mean, how much more in your face and blatant does your higher self, does source, does the universe, your angels, your guides have to be, your ancestors even? Sometimes they're like rolling their eyes in disbelief that you don't believe. They're like, oh my God, we've just given this dude 50 things that say X, Y, or Z. But he gets one thing over here, one anomaly that says otherwise, and he's going to go with the one anomaly instead of the 50 proofs that we just laid out on the red carpet. This is why. That shows us that we still have a little bit of doubt internally. What you do to squash that, you don't have to go back to the drawing board. You don't have to recite 10 Hail Marys. You don't have to put in another 2 years of counseling with an LSW. You don't have to do any of that. You have to just pummel right through it. Just knock that shit down. It's still going to exist, but you have to work through it and keep going. Keep putting that one foot in front of the other and saying, you know what, I'm going to go anyway. Maybe I am doubtful, but eventually I'm not going to doubt myself anymore. So if you need any kind of external validation and you're not receiving it, that's what I'm giving you today. You are correct. Things are happening. Your intuition is spot on. And now it's time to take that next leap. Somebody does love you. And I'm saying, I'm magically alluring and everyone adores me. Recite that affirmation. Okay? I am magically alluring. However you say that. Alluring. Alluring. And everyone adores me. My daughter had that affirmation up and I was just pointed to it. So, and like I said, your family of light is showing you signs. They're giving you guidance. You're getting ancient wisdom right now. It's within you. Everything is within you. The whole blueprint. Everything. And yes, it was corrupted, right? From childhood because we didn't realize that we were the one creating. And every time something bad happened and we overanalyzed that and fell into victim, helpless. Why is the world doing this to me? Why are these people doing this to me? We kept reconfirming that we were a victim, that we were not the one creating, which allows others to siphon. Therefore, now that you've got the human handbook, which I'm giving to you right now, the instructions, you know how to disentangle that mess. Just do it anyway. And eventually, you will start to believe in yourself. But the courage. Right now, you just need the courage and the commitment to every time you get pulled into flow and you are passionate, just like right now. I knew this message was here. Turn on and record. So when the passion starts to bubble up to the surface, hit record. Record it. That's staying in flow. And then the second part, I actually have to incorporate the divine masculine energies within me to make it happen, to actually share it, to have the courage to keep going and do it. Share it. not feel so intimidated, vulnerable, insecure, all of that. You're going to feel that anyway right now. And the only way we're ever going to overwrite that is by doing this stuff anyway. I don't care if you get any kind of bad feedback or no feedback at all. Watch how it transforms as you go. It's going to transform within you first. Okay, so you're going to stop believing that what you have to say or do doesn't matter as you go, as you keep doing this 90 and 90. Then it shows up in your 3D reality, and other people start to catch on, and they're like, oh, dang, look at this person's whatever you got to share, okay? And last but not least, I'm not here. Let me do this because I'm not sure what exactly the love message is, but I know that it was about love. So there was something about marriage, career success. Those two go hand in hand. So it's like somebody's going to come into your life. You may already know them. I don't know. If I'm saying it, it's being channeled right now, so I'm not guessing. But yeah, there's some sort of an opportunity that somebody is unclear about how to offer an offer. Ooh, 8 of Swords. They are confused, but Spirit is guiding them. Their higher self is guiding them. The Hermit and the King of Cups. Ooh, somebody is waking up. 8 of Wands with the 6 of Wands. Somebody's recognizing 5 of Swords to the 4 of Wands. Somebody's recognizing you two may have been, you already know this person, or it's from a past life, but you know this person, or you did in a past life, and you two were broken up. Wait, how do you say that? You two were torn apart by some kind of third party. How they're going to recognize you in this life, that you are who you are. If they don't already recognize you, now's the time. Embody and be your authentic self and ground that in, because there's a Fool, the new beginning. When the 3 of Pentacles, they're going to see you. There's a contract. Oh, whoa. You two coming together, this is going to bring career success for both of you. And it says, a marriage meant to elevate your soul. You will marry in this lifetime, experiencing oneness in marriage. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's going to be a Tower moment, which brings a 10 of Wands. Somebody's going to feel overwhelmed, trying to figure out how to get to you. 9 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and 6 of Swords. 8 of Cups, trying to get to you. They don't want to lose you. Knight of Cups, because of the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. It's something you don't know, the Moon. This person that you already know has romantic feelings for you. But 4 of Pentacles and the Moon, they're holding them back. Ooh, because you look scary. Queen of Swords. I can relate to that. Queen of Swords. You look scary. You're scaring somebody, so stop it. The Lovers and the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. You know what I get from this? Whenever I see this 10 of Pentacles, which is laid out like the tree of life. 3 of Swords with the Lovers. This happened. You guys have been repeating this pattern, this cycle, this painful, heart-wrenching is what I'm hearing. It's like a heart-wrenching cycle you've been repeating lifetime after lifetime, because like whatever happens, I'm hearing like Romeo and Juliet. Ooh, but somebody was more than happy to split you guys up. More than happy. This was something in the past life. So I don't know what era you believe you are from, what thing you are healing in this life. Everyone's is probably going to be a bit different, but ultimately it's the same plot. It's the same storyline. From what I'm seeing here, hell yeah. They feel like they can't tell you this, and that's because why? Despite me not knowing your exact details of your story, they feel like they can't tell you this because their mouths are basically tied shut, taped shut, because of whatever the circumstances, because this is what happened in a past life. Like, let me just give you a quick example, and then I gotta end this. Say you guys were around, I don't know real well, like history, so I may misspeak here, but let's just say you're from an era, that you guys were of different classes, societal classes. One of you was a different class than the other, and this is just hypothetical, because this is what's coming to my mind to help explain what I'm talking about. Or, no, let me finish this one. So, you're different classes, and one of you, whoever the one is that feels like they're, or maybe it's both of you, I'm sweating. Oh my God, I'm having another like hot flash right now. So, somebody's going through like a transformation, and they're sweating a lot, or they're just like really anxious, and it's causing them to sweat a lot, or they're worrying a lot. They're going through it, whether that be you or them, the other person. Oh my gosh, it feels like I'm burning from the inside. This keeps happening too. But it's just something where y'all couldn't be together. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe like review, get the Cliff's Notes on like a Romeo and Juliet or something like that. And so listen, if you feel like you're one of these romantic but brooding types, you never quite, what is the word that's coming through? Chosen. Oh my God. Okay. You feel like you don't get chosen, right? By the people that you want to. This is a repeating cycle. This is a repeating pattern. So it's almost as if maybe you've just, you've either settled for things that were lukewarm instead of piping hot, like the passionate love affairs. But it's also not because you weren't chosen. It's because you didn't choose yourself. You had low self-worth, low self-value. You didn't think you were worth it. And because of the way that we create our reality and manifest, why would anybody else notice you? This is what you're being pushed through, to work through. Because the only way out is through. So push through the fears. It's the only way to receive your blessing. You're going to have to do things that make you feel uncomfortable right now. But eventually it will become second nature, and you're going to say, why didn't I do this years ago? I could have changed my life and been living every day in this wonderful, blissful state, mental state. Your life's going to change, because as within, so without. If you feel excited every single day and just this lust for life, you don't even need stuff because you just feel like amazing all by yourself. That is so attractive. You're going to attract anyone. But the thing that I was saying, Spirit is telling me not to forget this part. When I said you feel like you were never chosen, that is going to hit deeply for somebody, because what this is, again, this is from a past life. This was put in you. It's almost like it was planted, like a seed was planted to corrupt, to sabotage you. Because if you have that seed that says, oh, you're not chosen, nobody's going to choose you, why would anyone pick you? If is a specific seed that says you are not chosen. Okay, now let's take that out of a love situation and let's plug it into you're a spiritual badass light worker. You are a high-ranking spiritual being. That's why you're here, to fuck some shit up and change the planet. If you have that seed and it's taken root and it's growing some weeds throughout your consciousness, your mind, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, that you are not chosen. Why? What would be better than to plant that seed specifically within all of the light workers so that they never believe they are a chosen one? If you have a aversion or a hard time swallowing or accepting or even having somebody call you a chosen one, if that makes you feel uncomfortable, it may be because that seed was planted. And if, let's just say, you're always picked over for whatever reason, they're just about to get to your name on the list and then they run out of time. There's something that happens and it keeps repeating, and I'm not laughing at you or the situation. That shit, I feel it. It's so fucking frustrating. But I'm almost nervous laughing for us. But that shit is getting annihilated right now. But the only way it can be annihilated 1,000% is if you continue to go. That's the message. And everything is going to fall into place. All right, I'll see you guys back tomorrow because, like I said, the 90 and 90 thing. Thanks for listening.